knock it off.
I'll hand it back to you.
So one at a time is just nonsense, right? Don't give me this is just another day.
It's another game. All right, and that's the next game. And you ain't going to sucker me into saying that. This is a big game because it was our next one. Felt good to get a win against a really good football team in a hostile environment. And our guys were resilient. We just got a bunch of guys that know how to win. They know how to be resilient. They know how to be together. And hats off to that team and those coaches. Really got a lot of respect for Spags and Coach Reed and Coach Nagy. Man, Coach Taub, all those guys. They do a great job and they got great players.
What did you learn about your team tonight?
Yeah, just resiliency. I mean, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't. I mean, there was a lot of ugly moments in it. But they just kept fighting and kept staying together. It was just a good team win, where everyone just stayed together, right? And the defense just kept making plays, waiting for the offense to make a play, and we did in some critical times. Devontae and AJ had a huge play that Jalen actually checked to. It was a heck of a check. Jalen just sees some great things out there, and he did a phenomenal job. Got to a little bit of I won't get too much into it, but he checked to that. And it ended up being the right call at the right moment, and that's what good quarterbacks do. Quarterbacks, they make 3 or 4 plays that change the game with their mind, right? You know, they got to do a great job throwing the ball, running the show, but they make 3 to 4 checks a game with their mind that can make big differences, and Jalen did that tonight.
Down to the one.
Yeah, it was. You can call it a go. It's fine. Yeah.
So what were the changes made in terms of pass protection? Because 5 seconds.
There were some miscommunication things that we had that we knew we had to get better at. We were behind the sticks, and so like I said, it was some things that we had to do as coaches to help out putting the guys in positions to make plays. But nobody sets the table and gets everybody on the same page better than Jason Kelsey. Nobody I've ever been around does that. I've been around some really good guys that get everybody in position, but there was some confusion. They created some confusion. That's what Spags does a great job of that, of creating confusion. And so it was just looking at some of the things they were doing, getting everybody on the same page. Trying to do a better job as coaches, getting them better places to make plays. And Jason and Jalen did a good job of getting everybody on that. Everyone together and having a good second half.
That defined room in some of those quarterback runs, especially the touchdown. How did y'all find space within some of their rushes?
Yeah, just really good job by our players to, like, when you do some stuff that we did today, you have to cut the defense in half, and so there's a couple really key blocks that have to happen, and so we got a really outstanding offensive line, and they were able to do that, and Jalen was able to find some space to go through there, and so. Man, I can't say enough about our guys and the resilience. It's the resiliency and the togetherness that really stood out to me tonight. But great job by our offensive line doing that. And I just can't say enough about our defense. I know you didn't ask about the defense, but I'm going to talk about the defense. I can't say enough about the job that our defensive staff and our defensive players did. Roby having a huge turnover, creating a huge turnover, both in the red zone, I believe. And then Kevin also. All right, those guys are here because they've made plays their entire career, and they still got a lot left in their bodies. And I'm sure glad that Bradley's back, made some unbelievable plays. And man, it was just. And again, Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick able to get to the quarterback when it matters the most. I mean, that looked pretty similar to the end of the Dallas game as well when we got to Mahomes at the end there.
Was any of your pregame messaging about being doubted or not giving enough credit and respect?
Because I yelled over that to Elliot. I already told Elliot I was just teasing. her. No, the message was just, how are we going to do this? How are we going to come into a hostile environment, win a game on the road, a regular season game on the road against really outstanding players and really outstanding coaches? The only way to do that, we can't do that alone. We got to do that together. And that was the message. That was the message that we had all week is how, play together. And man, and it really showed itself tonight how together we were. Again, because that was just a gritty, whoever was going to win that game was going to win it gritty, grimy. It wasn't pretty on either side, right? And whoever was going to win that game was going to do it gritty, grimy, nasty, all those. What are those adjectives? Yeah, okay, thanks. I went to Mount Union, but it is a good school. But it was going to be that way, and the guys just stayed together and kept fighting and kept grinding it out, and we were able to come out on top.
You probably heard it though, because what happened. Andy 2 times has beaten you, 4 times has beaten you. Eagles since he left. You probably heard a lot about the bye record off the bye. Your record's now undefeated, still undefeated off the bye. Is there any personal pride?
Oh no, shoot! I'm just honored to share the field with one of the greatest coaches of all time in Andy Reid. It's an honor. Got so much respect for him and the job that he's done in the consistent. Like what I find unbelievable about him is the consistency he's done it over 2 teams, over multiple over just so many different things. He's just been awesome, and it was an honor to share the field with him. I'd trade winning last year for this one, but it feels good to get this one.
The way your defense have been playing, you mentioned the way the defense have been playing in that second half. You had that 3rd and 1. The way your sneaks have been successful so far. Did you think about using it in that moment that led to the punt instead?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
3rd and 1 where it was zone read.
Yeah, you know what? Y'all are gonna see a thing on the stats where it says 3rd and 1. I got a better look at it. It was really 2 where I was standing from, and I'm standing right there, right? And so that was 2 right there. That doesn't mean we can't do it there. We didn't in that particular case. I don't regret that call. They made a good play on that one, and so I just have better views, than the guys in the box. Than you guys might get the guys in the press box giving me, information, and because I'm just standing right there. So, yeah, that's why we. Well, I'm sorry.
Win it twice wouldn't have been.
Could have. In that particular case, we did that. They made a good play. You know what? I mean, at times like that, it doesn't work. It is what it is, and when it does work, it's what it. I understand. When it doesn't work like what we called right there, I mean, you put it on me.
Hey, Nick, I know you just said if you had your choice, you would have rather beaten him in February.
For sure.
In the grand scheme, yeah. Or both.
They ain't giving us their rings back. I know that.
In the grand scheme of things, what does it mean to beat this team, especially under the conditions that you described, gritty and grimy?
Yeah, what I feel really confident about our team is they find ways to win and they're resilient. That speaks to the character of the men in that locker room. And so that, winning just breeds confidence too, right? We're going to find a way. When you're down 10 at halftime, pretty similar to them. They were down 10 at halftime in the Super Bowl. They found a way to win. You're down 10 at halftime, our guys found a way to win. Our guys found a way to stay together. Our guys found a way to, even we get the ball started the second half. I think we went 3 and out, and they got the ball right back. That wasn't part of the plan. Part of the plan was like, hey, we're going to go down. We're going to get this back to a 1-possession game, and let's go. And it didn't work that way, but the guys just stuck together. And so, again, I can't tell you how much I'm pleased with how well they stuck together in adversity to win here. This place is, I'll always take Philly over any place in the world. That's the best place. That's the best fans in the world. Most hostile place to play in the world. I've been on that other sideline up in Philly, and I was on the sideline today. There ain't no place tougher in Philly. But this is a close second. And so to get a win here against the team that we played in, a really good team, with one of the best players in the 3 guys over there, I could argue are 3 of the best players in the world, with Chris Jones and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. Again, gritty, grimy, and together win.
Two more. The fact that they beat you in the Super Bowl, what does that mean to this victory?
They don't like I said, it was good to get a win in the regular. We weren't thinking, hey, we're coming up here to avenge a loss, because they're different. I mean, it's different magnitude of game, right? That was for everything. We're just pleased to get the win tonight. I know that doesn't make for great news, but I promise you that what we think is take it one game at a time, to put ourselves in position to go 1-0 each week. Was this a sweet win? Yeah. Are all wins in the NFL sweet? Yeah. And so it's tough to win on the road and against a good team, and we got happy about that.
You mentioned the hostile environment. How hard is it to come in on Monday Night Football into Arrowhead and win in a stadium like this? What's the energy out there like?
Man, there was a lot of energy. It was if it was a playoff atmosphere out there. It was loud. It was rowdy. We knew it would be. We knew it would be. A lot of our guys have played here in the past, and again, the fan. Again, I can't say enough of how loud it was, how much communication was needed. Happy we spent a lot of time during the week with the crowd noise up as loud as we possibly could, because that helped us prepare for this. And were there things that we're going to want back? Of course, and their crowd made it tough. But like I said, at the end of the day, we did a good job.
All right, thanks.
Did you have one? Did you have one? Anybody else?
No, we'll do it outside.
Okay.